Welcome to the Wakefield Doctrine, the theory of Clark, Scott, and Rogers. This is a impromptu Saturday afternoon post. Ha, ha, ha. I laugh at that joke because I thought it was pretty funny. I'm going to do a post here just in case I don't have the time to write anything tomorrow morning, tomorrow being Sunday. Tonight, of course, being between Sunday and Friday, is Saturday, as mentioned, and it's also the home, chronologically speaking, of the Saturday night drive. We've been having really good drives lately. Molly, Cindy's been on the line, which has been a lot of fun. Denise, of course, and myself, and we may even have Jennifer show up tonight. So call, real simple, call. If you're seeing this, you're at the site. You couldn't be getting it any other way. I haven't learned to podcast yet. But go to the site, look around. There's a number there. Dial the number, call. It's one of these conference calls. You'll see once you call in, it'll be a regular phone call. It'll cost you probably $5 if you stay on the full 45 minutes, which you should. But the biggest thing, besides the fun and hilarity that ensues during these calls, is that you'll learn a lot about the Wakefield. You'll learn more about the Wakefield Doctrine in the 45 minutes that we're on the air than you're most likely will learn in 23 posts. You know, the posts are good. The site is great. It's a treasure trove of information on the Wakefield Doctrine. But this is the doctrine, the people, and you'll have the cast of 4 or 5. More importantly than the fact that the people who will be talking about the doctrine will be well versed in it, will be the fact that you'll possibly you'll get the view from Clark's, which is the best first view of the Wakefield Doctrine for everybody, Rogers and Scott's included. But you also may get the experience of hearing from a Roger or a Scott if we have them call in. And that right there is a lesson. It's not like this is all worky and empirical and all of that kind of stuff. I make it sound that way because I'm a Clark. And note to self, I am going to be making an effort to be less of the straying towards pendency Clark, and more of the, hey, look, here's the tool, here's the fun, come join us, help us build this thing into something really cool. I mean it's cool now, don't get me wrong, don't get me started, but that's my invite. So I don't know if I have anything else to say for a Saturday night drive as I drive around the hills of where the hell am I? Ledyard, Connecticut. We're going to come up to an intersection. Let's give a quick primer. I think that's how it's pronounced. I've never quite been sure. A primer on the Wakefield Doctrine. You got your 3 personality types. It's all about how we all relate ourselves to the world. One of 3 characteristic ways. Learn the characteristics of those 3 ways, and you will be able to infer the way that person in question, either yourself or the other person, you'll be able to infer correctly how they relate to the world. Once you've done that, you got the rest. The rest is there. It's an open frickin' book, serially. If you can know how the person relates to the world as a Scott, a Clark, or a Roger, you got it. The other thing that you'll hear, and the thing that really, that immediacy of the drive-in calls show, is that we can fast forward a lot of learning. If you're listening to this still, then you've got what it takes to get the doctrine, have fun with the doctrine, benefit by the Wakefield Doctrine. Really. If you didn't, and there are enough people who don't, then you wouldn't be still listening. So that tells us a certain thing, that you've got the chops mentally for the idea, you've got the curiosity, which tells us a lot about your personality type, and you've got some level, some modicum of desire to learn, do something new, improve yourself. So, having said all of that, if you're that person, as we are now assuming, then the thing about the call-in show is that it lets you get a sense of what I've totally lost my train of thought. I'll just keep talking as if I hadn't. That's part of being a skilled clerk. You'll be able to get a sense of, all right, here's the doctrine, 3 worldviews. You'll hear it from the people who are viewing it that way. The other thing that we point out are the little points, like the fact that we all have one predominant worldview and we all retain the other 2 secondary, we call them secondary, tertiary aspects, which means, and Molly's a good example. Molly calls in quite frequently. Molly is a clerk. You'd know that without me telling you in a conversation with her. She's got this clerk thing going. But she has a significant secondary Rogerian aspect. And in fact, this is the other thing. I'll subvert from here, to use a Rogerian expression. We're getting a lot out of the new people, specifically in this case Molly and Cindy, because they bring in an insight that helps us learn more about the doctrine. Anyway, the thing about Molly was that that's really where we got going on the development, the looking into what is this secondary aspect, what does it mean, what is the effect, and we don't all have them, but we all have the potential to have a secondary, tertiary aspect, and she happens to have a Rogerian secondary aspect, and it's kind of cool because you can see it. Thing is, secondary aspects doesn't mean you're living in the world of a Roger. It means that you're perceiving things as a Roger would. We're still working on the language for this. It colors, the best way to say it. It colors, in this case, Molly's view of the world, and therefore what her options are, her behavior, her response, etc., etc. So, come join us. Give us a call. Say hello. Bye.